The flow of blood within the body is called blood circulation. Heart is the main pumping organ of the circulatory system. The human heart is divided into 4 chambers with 2 separate atria and 2 separate ventricles. Let us see how blood flows through heart. During blood circulation, the deoxygenated blood from our body returns to the right atrium of the heart. Blood from the upper part of the body returns to heart through superior vena cava. Blood from the lower part of the body returns through inferior vena cava. As the right atrium is filled with blood, it contracts. The tricuspid valve opens and blood is pumped into the right ventricle of the heart. When the right ventricle is filled, the tricuspid valve closes to prevent blood from flowing back into the atrium. Now as the right ventricle contracts, the pulmonary valve opens and blood is pumped into the pulmonary artery, which carries blood to the lungs for oxygenation. The pulmonary valve closes to prevent blood from flowing back into the ventricles, while pumping the blood into the pulmonary artery. The oxygenated blood from lungs return to the left atrium of the heart through the pulmonary veins. When the left atrium is filled with oxygenated blood, it contracts and mitral valve opens and blood is pumped into the left ventricle. This occurs at the same time as the right atrium pumps blood into the right ventricle on the other side of the heart. When the left ventricle is filled with blood, the mitral valve closes. Now left ventricle contracts and aortic valve or semilunar valves open. The oxygenated blood is pumped into the aorta, which distributes oxygenated blood to the rest of the body. This happens at the same time as the right ventricle pumps blood into the pulmonary artery on the other side of the heart. The aortic valve quickly closes to prevent blood from flowing back to the left ventricle. Meanwhile, both the atria start getting filled with blood, and in this way, cardiac cycle continues.